edition of tonight's Bluegrass Breakdown Radio Show. We got a great show ahead of us tonight for the January 5th edition, first show of 2012. Glad to have Kelly here, my man. We've been around for a long time together, and it's nice to start the new year out with you, Kelly.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it. Should be a great show, and it is good to bring in a new year to the website and the show. I'm real excited.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's gonna be a good 2012 for KentuckySports.co. But in case you didn't notice, we came in with a little Marilyn Manson for everybody. I know he's a little on the odd side the most, but a lot of people like that thing. So it's he or she was born on January 5th, 1969, as Brian Hugh Warner. Everybody knows Marilyn Manson. Kelly's a big fan. That's why he decided to play this.
Not bad. Yeah. A little curveball at a lot of our, Eastern Kentucky viewers. I mean, we like to keep you on your toes, so you never know what you're going to get when you tune in to the Bluegrass Breakdown Radio Show. We do have some good stuff lined up tonight, but unfortunately, the first thing I think we need to talk about is that Kentucky beat Louisville in the annual renewal of the rivalry. So, congratulations.
69-62. It was I think everybody had the score in the general area of, not a blowout. It was going to be something close. And it was Louisville, at halftime. What was it? 2 points at halftime?
Was it?
You don't remember. I know.
There was points where it looked like it could go either way. It was an ugly game. It wasn't what you would have. I guess I don't know what to expect from it. That was most similar to maybe a couple years ago when the intensity is just so crazily high that.
Did you expect 52 fouls?
No, and that's what I mean. I'd like to see that in the context of, is that a record? I'm sure it's a record for the series.
Oh, it's got to be.
I would think it has to be. I should have done a little more homework on that, but I don't remember seeing a game that was so. My memory of the game. I feel like Lamb played a big impact, but look at his numbers. It was an ugly game.
Yeah, Lamb had 10 points.
But how did he get those points? Were those field goals? What did he do from the field?
Free throws. He had 8 free throws, 8 for 9 up from the line,
1 for 7 from the field. Mm-hmm. And my memory is that he was
my memory
really
of Lamb
impacted
was no show.
Got a lot of shots.
He was in foul trouble as Shane Bohannon was for Louisville, as everybody was for both teams. Louisville had 29 fouls. Kentucky had 23 to tally up to 52. Absurd on both halves. I know a lot of Louisville people, a lot of my friends, have kind of put that as the go-to excuse. There's always excuse regardless of winner of whoever loses the game. So you might as well stick that. But you got to look at it. Kentucky was getting these fouls on them that weren't fouls as well.
Yeah, I don't think I can't say that the reason Louisville lost is because of the refs at all. Louisville didn't have some of their key contributors show up. The level of just craziness that is, it was obviously just too much for Couric for one. Siva has been slumping, and I don't know what's going on inside his head lately. So I don't know that that's 100% a result of the insane atmosphere at Rupp Arena. But Couric seemed to be the prime guy for me who's just completely out of it. He would just, that was too much. If I were in his shoes, I would have handled it the exact same way. So I can't say, that's insane.
Honestly,
the whole atmosphere is.
If you were in his shoes, I think you might have even got more than 2 rebounds. It was just an odd game. I really do like Kyle Couric. He's always been one of my favorites as a Louisville player. Okay. I've told you that. I've liked Couric. I like Chris Smith. I don't like anybody else. But back to the point, Kyle Couric was a no-show. 2 points, 2 rebounds in 38 minutes. He almost played this whole game. And a guy who can jump out of the gym is only grabbing 2 rebounds for you. Granted, he had the National Player of the Week and Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
And he was the deciding factor.
24 points, 19 rebounds. So that right there, obviously he got into Couric. It affected him a lot. But Couric came out the next game, played well. Mm-hmm. It was odd to see him in a pressure situation. He actually, it showed.
Yeah, he's not the type of guy who will just go out and create everything. Louisville, I've felt this all season, actually, is going into the season without, believe it or not, without Preston Knowles. They didn't have anyone really other than maybe Siva who could create their own shot. Now they do. They have Russ Smith, who certainly, I think, showed up for the Kentucky game. But other than that, they don't have anybody that can create anything. I guess maybe Shane Bohannon could.
He didn't even play, though.
But I don't know that he even could. He misses little gimme shots.
Freshman mistake in the first half. He drew his second foul, and then he immediately didn't like it, said something, did something. I think he dropped the ball onto whoever drew the charge, got a technical. Boom, there's his third. That just totally wiped out any kind of inside presence for Bohannon in Louisville. Because, they had Zhang. Zhang was a non-factor, which I've said
I wouldn't say Zhang was a non-factor.
But, he had 6 blocks. Defense, he is a factor every game. Like I've said, I've taught. I'm going to stop you. We've had this conversation multiple weeks about Gorgie Zhang. I've always said that
talking about the matchup with Anthony Davis.
No, just Gorgie in general. Okay. The matchup, Anthony Davis won. That's a given. You don't have.
He got to play a lot more. When Gorgie was on the court,
Gorgie played more than Davis.
First half, it was Zhang more than Davis. First half was.
Played more?
Yes.
I'm looking right now. Minutes. Gorgie Zhang 33, Anthony Davis 27. Anthony Davis finished this game with 18 points, 10 rebounds, 6 blocks. Gorgie Zhang finished this game with 5 rebounds, 5 points, 6 blocks.
Yeah, Anthony Davis was in foul trouble early. He got taken out. He was gone for
the
good
whole
part.
First half.
Well, not the whole first half.
That's why they went on to
13-0.
When Louisville went on their 13-0, 13-1 run, whatever it was, that was the whole time Anthony Davis was not in the game. And I know
when
you
Anthony Davis
got
the majority of his points, obviously at the free throw line, right? How many of
Anthony Davis? He went 12 for 13. Hey, you get the ball down low for him. They're fouling him. He's not. If you don't foul him, he's going to score. He's bigger than everybody. He just happened to knock down all those pros.
He definitely outplayed Gorgie. I don't know that it would be accurate to say he dominated Gorgie.
No, I didn't say he outplayed Gorgie. He won the battle, is what I'm saying. But back to Gorgie is now that's 2 games in a row for Gorgie. He just didn't show up.
No, I'm not going to agree with that. He didn't show up.
He did.
The majority
he's always there on defense. He's always there on defense. I've said that. Back to this. I've said this. I'm going to win this argument, Kelly, because I'm right. He's a great defender, but he is not there on offense.
I wouldn't even say he's a great defender. He's a great shot.
He had 7 blocks last night or 2 nights ago. He had 6 blocks against Kentucky. He's right here in front of us. Purvis Elson for Louisville, 374 blocks. He leads career. Zhang's on pace for 130 this year. He's got 50. Mm-hmm. He's got 2 more years.
Great shot blocker.
And how many did he have last year? Okay, he's a great defender.
I think there's a difference. There's a Andre McGee, Jerry Smith type on the ball, great defender. Doesn't necessarily even result in steals or blocks. That, to me, is great defense. The style points of steals or blocks is the way you can quantify it, but I don't think that says you're a great defender even. He's a very valuable asset to the team. I wouldn't say he's a great defender yet.
But
nonetheless, Anthony Davis won the matchup without a doubt.
Yeah, but back to the Keurig situation. Keurig was no show, but Michael Kidd-Gilchrist,
he's a stud.
He's a stud.
He's better than Anthony Davis.
Oh yeah, I'll agree with you. He's my favorite player in the Calipari era. It was John Wall. A lot of people is John Wall, but now it's 100%. The kid's got the best motor possibly in the nation.
And he seems like a humble, good for the most.
Anybody you can't not like him. He's one of those guys. It doesn't matter what team he's on. If he's on Louisville, I could not like him. Any team, maybe even Duke. I hate Duke, and Duke lost last night to Temple, which I'm very glad because Danielle's man crush of Austin.
He had a really good game.
Rivers,
by the way,
big douchebag.
Really good game. He kept him in it. By the way, kept him in it. You're just ignoring me at this point.
Yeah. How big of a game did he have?
He had a pretty good game. I don't remember because I was
going to
sleep when
Duke
it happened.
Temple.
I'm just saying they kept fouling him. He was at the free throw line. He was being clutch. He kept him in it.
Duke
Without him, they would have gotten blown out. So Austin Rivers
for all you
for the
Kentucky
win.
fans that don't care about Austin Rivers like me, Duke lost to Temple.
And
back to the game.
Back to Rick Pitino's suggestion that Temple gets a Big East invite. Maybe the win gives a little credence
big country.
to Pitino in his proposal to save the conference.
Pitino knows all, right?
Pitino knows a lot more about basketball than I do.
I'm glad you brought Pitino up since we are in the UK UofL game. We'll get back to Kidd-Gilchrist and being a stud in a second. What about Pitino skipping the press conference after the game?
It has to do with him being angry, and I have no problem.
He said he wasn't mad. He was happy with the way Louisville played, though. He was mad with the disappointment.
If I have a few bourbons or something and I get mad, I'll say, no, I'm not mad. No. I mean,
serve him more. I want to see that.
You get mad. I don't have a problem with someone being fiery, getting mad, saying, skipping something.
Man up, Patino. You've got
and he flipped it, and then he cussed an innocent person.
No. You got a packed media room. I mean, people didn't even get media passes for this. It's packed, and you don't show up to do.
People's careers rely.
Really,
on.
it really does. It does. They need to get these stories. They need these articles. So Patino decides, no, I'm here. I'm not going to go
be
out.
fined?
No, he's not, because it's not a written rule. Which
okay,
is
well
dumb.
then it's not a written rule.
I know.
That's my point.
Dumb. Man up, Patino. I know your eye goes left and right, and your hair is turning a little gray. But get your ass out there and talk to the media. I'm mad at Rick.
Should we bring him over here?
No, we shouldn't. We should burn Bobby Petrino though.
Could we see him? If we have Rick Patino with us right now.
I know Rick's always.
We could actually bring him on and ask
Match
him.
producer who's gonna get him. I would like to go and mention why we've got a quick break. Give us a call if you got any thoughts about this UK UofL game, or
tell it to his face.
Mr. Rick. Tell it to Rick's face.
What is wrong with his face?
He looks good in this picture. It was probably 10 years ago.
He looks more like 61 in that picture.
Yeah, exactly.
He's 59.
But give us a call if you have any thoughts. The number is 502-265-5211. We'd love to hear from Louisville fans, Kentucky fans. It's a big week around here. It's New Year. Give us a call, right?
Yeah, definitely call in. You have anything to say about, Kentucky beating Louisville dominating the recruiting trail. Any questions, suggestions that we have?
Couldn't hurt pulling recruits out of Miami mysteriously. I mean, give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. And also, coming up in the next segment, we're going to have from the cardchronicle.com, Mike Rutherford.
Arguably the best blogger in the whole state.
Oh, without a doubt. No. He probably is, in my opinion.
In your opinion?
Louisville blogger, that is.
Well,
he's not better than John Hancock.
He's my number. I'll tell you this: the Card Chronicle is my number one source for Louisville news. Besides us, of course. But if I had to go,
he's a great writer, and he's witty and he's funny, and that's very difficult to do, as you can see if you read any of my posts.
He's a Cardinal fan, but he'll tell you the truth, which is the best part about anybody.
He seems somewhat realistic.
Exactly. So yeah, join us next segment from Mike Rutherford. But back to the Kentucky Louisville game. The Kentucky obviously won 69-62. That was Louisville's second loss of that week. It dropped Louisville to number 10 in the rankings. Kentucky moved up to number 2 due to Ohio State losing at Indiana, who Indiana is looking to be a great home team,
which is great
team
for the local scene, I think.
This whole era, we've talked about this every show. I think
you guys are not real big on the Indiana.
Indiana, I don't like Indiana at all. I hate it.
Danielle, do you like Indiana?
I hate Indiana.
I hate
Indiana. Stupid Zellers.
But that was a hell of a win. Win doesn't make me mad. That was a great win for you Hoosiers. With this, We Are Indiana, Matt's favorite song. But they beat Ohio State, so they're a good team.
I mean, think of it this way. It makes UK look better now that they're beating actual people. It makes them look better.
You think
for
of this, Daniel, we're number 2. You don't think we need to look any better?
You know what? I'm still a little bit bitter about the loss. So I'm going to take whatever I can get.
Take your blue shaded glasses
I would be a lot happier if they lost every game from now on. I'm so over Indiana.
I would love it too, but it won't happen.
In a way, going into the season, and even now, Ohio State would be one of the teams that I would group up there with Kentucky to, be the favorites to win it all. So Indiana beating them, maybe, I don't know. I wouldn't say it helped.
They did lose Michigan State on the road, so maybe this is an assembly hall. Light you up, don't come here, we'll beat you, kind of thing. But
apparently,
we'll find out soon enough.
We'll
find out soon enough.
We don't want to talk Indiana. The only comparable place with the way that atmosphere is right now, I'd say, is Rupp Arena, which I'm
number 1 win streak in the nation right now, home,
which is just crazy. I mean,
45, I believe. I think that's what Oscar Combs tweeted out after our show last week when we had that conversation. I believe it was 42, 45.
I thought it was 42, but no big deal.
42, 45. But I would like to say Michael Kidd-Gilchrist was a stud for Kentucky. But on the half for Louisville, like you said, Russ Smith, he had 30 points off the bench. He played for only 27 minutes. I mean, this guy he's dominating for Louisville the past 2 weeks, right? Big East Player of the Week 2 weeks ago.
I heard someone call into the Louisville Sports Buzz the other night and say Russ Smith had 30 points against Kentucky, but he only shot 10 of 20 from the field. I have to say that's the dumbest caller I probably ever heard.
That's the dumbest caller I've ever heard.
He makes 50% of his field goals for being, 5'11"?
Yeah, he's no taller than 5'11".
And a lot of the shots he was taking were, in my opinion, pretty high percentage. Early in his career, he was taking, off balance, maybe a forced three-pointer, things like that. But when he has the level of aggression that he's had lately, I mean, he takes some very high percentage shots. I won't say Allen Iverson or Kemba Walker, but I mean, I don't know who else to compare him to.
Now we will, because
and Matt loves me comparing him to Kemba Walker, so I won't even let him talk about it. He just gushes.
Matt texted me earlier about, he was reading it on somebody's website. People were talking about actually comparing Russ Smith to Kemba Walker, which is an absolute joke of everything.
Too early.
Too early. Kelly's joking. We all know.
He's not joking.
Who do you
He's
compare him
completely
to?
serious.
Who do you compare him to?
I compare him to Russ Smith.
He's a New York City point/shooting guard
compared to Eric
who
Garcia
drops
then.
points.
Why not?
And I sent the sophomore stats to Matt earlier. He's averaging 20 minutes a game.
I mean, I'm not fighting this. I'm not fighting you. I like Russ Smith. I thought he should be playing over at Peyton Siva. If you want to go back 6 weeks to our show,
he was comparable to Kemba Walker before Kemba Walker was Kemba Walker in his sophomore year. He wasn't nationally known.
How many points did Russ Smith have last night?
I believe it was not many. 9.
17.
Was it? Was it Siva? Was it many? Not many. Speaking of Siva, his
Siva's
dad said
slumping.
the devil's in his head. I just wanted to get
No,
that
Russ
out there.
Smith. I mean, if you consider 30 and then 17, and you guys get upset with me for comparing a college basketball
John Hancock
player to somebody who scored a ton of points in his career, I mean, I guess I can say, not. I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll compare him to Andre McGee if you want. Does that make you feel better?
makes me feel great because Andre McGee's a stud.
He is.
But I would like to bring that up again real quick because I know John Hancock, our Louisville blogger's listening. He's a very religious guy. What's up with his dad saying the devil's in his head? For real. I just want to know. That's kind of odd. It's like an Alex Legion's mom type thing for Kentucky a few years ago.
Please, let's not compare Siva to Alex Legion.
I don't know. But I will compare this, though. What do you think about this? Siva and Jones. Not their game, their issues.
I'll go with you on that one.
Why
Somewhat.
not?
I would like to think maybe
Joe.
it's my red shaded glasses. Siva is a much more personable, in my opinion, guy
Oh, I
than
agree.
Terrence Jones.
I'm not going on this level of,
No.
of
Okay.
I hate Kentucky,
mental,
Bryant,
just completely
or
almost.
Kelly.
Going into the season, those were the number one players in my eyes for each team, and they have flaked out.
I agree. I totally agree. That's what
I can go with that. Nonetheless, we got some great questions to ask, and we are going to have a great segment with Card Chronicles Mike Rutherford right after this break with this music
right
we've got. We will see you more. We will see you in a minute with more from Bluegrass Radio. Welcome back to the Bluegrass Breakdown Radio Show. We got a great guest on the line, in my opinion at least, probably, arguably, the best blogger in the whole state. Mike Rutherford. How you doing, Mike?
Not bad. How are you guys?
Doing great. Got to start off by thanking you for coming on with us. You provided a lot of great reading material for your site, cardchronicle.com. Definitely appreciate you coming on.
Oh, no problem. Happy to do it. I'm a big fan of the show.
Thank you. As many people are across the state. We got a few things we wanted to talk to you about. I guess for starters, I was saying over the break that I heard you on Diener's show this morning, which is good stuff. I really like that. It caught me off guard. I didn't know you were going to be on there. One of the things
I didn't know I was going to be on there. Drew texted me about 10 minutes after I'd woken up and said, you're going to go on the top of the hour. I assumed the next hour. Turned out he meant 5 minutes from now, top of the hour. So I appreciate that, Drew, if you listen.
I like how Drew's been having you come on. I think that's pretty cool. I mean, I haven't seen so much of him getting like anything like that, but I think that's great. I love hearing you on there. So I was going to mention one of the things that I heard you all talking about was as everyone knows, the very prestigious Card Chronicle Man of the Year. And, not to get, I hate starting controversy, but how did a tie? Did that really happen?
I don't know what happened. I know I went to sleep. I guess it was the second night of voting, and Charlie Strong was way up, which I was sort of surprised. I figured it'd be a two-horse race between he and Preston Knowles. And I woke up, and all of a sudden, Preston Knowles was winning by a little bit. People give me way too much credit for being technologically savvy. I really don't know anything about computers. I don't know anything about designing websites. I basically just use the editor word tool and write stuff and post it, and that's all I do. But I did wake up. I thought it definitely was a little fishy that I woke up. I didn't actually see it. Somebody sent me a message and said, this thing ended in an exact tie. I checked it out. I think it was like 941 individual votes for both those guys or something like that. But yeah, it was an exact identical tie between Knowles and Charlie Strong for the 2011 Card Chronicle Man of the Year, as you said, the prestigious honor.
Oh, very prestigious. I mean, I think two very deserving guys. Charlie Strong, obviously, with the recruits he, and as Tyler here likes to remind me, Clint Hurt, have been pulling in, especially even over the last few days. I mean, it's just certainly unprecedented in this part of the country. What do you think about the recruits that have been signing on with the Cards lately?
Well, it has been. It's been an unreal sort of couple weeks and really unreal sort of couple years. Somebody actually asked me, I think it was 2 nights ago, have you ever seen anything like this in Louisville? And the truth is we really haven't, as far as landing these 4-star, being in the mix with some 5-star out-of-state prospects. The biggest recruiting year Bobby Petrino had, those 2 years were headlined by local guys. He got Michael Bush, he got Brian Brom, then he got Mario Rudia, he got Montel Jones transfer. But those were all guys from the city of Louisville. These are guys from Miami, the hotbed, the center of high school football. And to land a guy like Nick Burgess, who's been committed to Miami, to maybe land a guy like Keith Brown, who has scholarship offers from virtually everybody, maybe a Nick Thompson on Saturday. It's pretty unreal what these guys have been able to do, and that's not even mentioning Teddy Bridgewater, Eli Rogers, and those guys from last
year. I don't think you even mentioned the two guys, the tight end. Did you?
Yeah, the transfers, absolutely. Gerald Christian was the number 2 tight end in the country, according to Rivals, coming out of high school. I think something like the number 43 player overall, because he could play linebacker, he could play fullback, and he still can play those positions if we need him. He's an absolutely huge land. When you look at the tight end position, losing Josh Chichester this year, losing Stephon Ball and Nate Nord after next year, I mean, he has a chance to step right in and be a starter from day one.
Certainly. Let's see here. One of the hot topics, at least within our site, has been kind of, I exaggerate a little and I get excited. I am a Cards fan. Russ Smith. I always like to, first, full disclosure, I like to throw out ridiculous comparisons. When Gorgie Jang earlier this season was perfect from the field, I jokingly said on my Facebook, Gorgie is the next Bill Walton. So I've been saying, jokingly that Russ Smith is, Allen Iverson or Kemba Walker, and it's kind of gotten under some people's skin in the site. Who would you compare Russ Smith to?
I think Russ is Russ. He's one of those people you cannot compare him to anything. You certainly can't compare him to anyone who's played at Louisville. I think it's just, I've deemed it this Russ Smith thing. I think it's the forward phrase that I've just used, because nobody saw this coming. I mean, there were some people last year who said, I kind of like the way he does this, I kind of like the way he does that. But there was no one who was going to say he's going to be your second leading scorer heading into January, and he's going to score 30 points at Kentucky at Rupp Arena. And that wasn't Russ Smith. It wasn't him at the beginning of the year. It wasn't him at all last year. He does, like Rick Pitino said, he does things that nobody else on this team does. And Pitino even said, I think he does stuff that nobody's ever had at Louisville does. And he has no conscience. He can get into the lane at will. He takes ridiculous shots, but he makes ridiculous shots. I think he's second on the team in scoring. He's, I think, third in the Big East Conference in shots attempted, and also second in steals. He just the numbers they don't make any sense when you look at them. And this, the fact that he's not starting. I mean, he's playing 22, 25 minutes a game and putting up just absurd stat lines. If you ask me to compare him to somebody, I can't do it. Which is why I think we need to get the R. Smith off the back of a jersey and just put Russ there, because he's Russ. There's no other way to accurately explain it.
Now, being a man who has started many successful campaigns, I mean, you had the bring chicken to the bucket. I mean, you have started and they always gain all this momentum. How serious are you about this? Make Russ Smith's back of his jersey just say Russ. How serious are you with that?
I mean, I'm 100% serious. There's no way it's going to happen. But if I had the power, I would absolutely do whatever I could, because I think it would be great. I mean, they already say Russ when he makes shots at the Yum Center, so I think it's only fitting. But I mean, obviously that's not going to happen. And bring chicken to the bucket. It was successful in terms of getting attention, but chicken is not going to be coming to the bucket, at least wearing a Louisville uniform.
He could transfer. He could end up
I haven't given up. There's crazy things happen in college basketball.
I would go ahead and say instead of Russ, I was looking at your site just now. Of course, we have Mike Rutherford from the cardinal.com here. What about rustling on the back of the shirt? I kind of like that.
I mean, obviously I'm in favor of that. I'm trying to keep it at least semi-realistic. But, I mean, if you could put, WrestleMania and Russ We Trust, Russ CTV, maybe if they could just change it up every game, I would absolutely be a fan vote.
I'll totally have to, if I had a vote from KentuckySports.co, I would totally go with In Russ We Trust just because it reminds me of In Billy We Trust.
Yeah.
I think that's a reason not to have it on there.
Yeah.
But still, I think the fan vote's a great idea. And if it wins out, then I'm 100% behind it.
My only point of reference for that is, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Ichiro Suzuki actually had his first name on the back of his jersey, I believe.
Well, that's the loophole. If you can somehow convince people that Russ is Japanese, then there's absolutely nothing stopping us at that point.
If it happened once in the MLB, why can't it happen for college basketball? I don't know.
He's a small guy. He could probably pass.
Yeah, I mean,
I agree. If he's Haiti can do it, Russ Smith can do it.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I would like to say, obviously, we're to the halfway point of the season now. Louisville is at, I believe, 12, 13-2 now since the win the other night. What did you think of the first half, and what are your predictions, for the rest of the season to come?
I think it was unexpected in a lot of respects. I wasn't sure that this team could be 13-2 at this point before the year, but I thought at this point I would be more, I don't want to say optimistic, maybe enthusiastic about our chances to go to the Final Four and maybe win a national championship. Just the injuries have just been absolutely deflating. Wayne Blackshear was the one guy you sort of looked at before the year as, the guy who could take some pressure off of Peyton Siva from an ability to break people down off the dribble and create his own shot. And that's actually become Russ Smith, you don't know how long that thing is going to carry over, the whole Russ Smith thing. I don't know when this sort of luck is going to run out or if it's going to run out. But they need somebody else who can create their own shot because Kyle Kirk and Chris Smith can't do it. Peyton Siva is the only guy who can penetrate off the dribble and beat his man consistently and get into the lane. And you've got to have somebody like that if you want to make a really, really deep run at the NCAA tournament. This team's obviously got to start scoring more if it wants to beat, if it wants to beat those teams, once it gets into the tournament. So to be 13-2 though, it's hard to complain, especially when your only losses are to a pair of top 10 teams. I think a lot of the complaints that Louisville fans have had since last week have been a little bit over the top. It's disappointing to lose Kentucky always, and I think that makes people a lot less rational than they would be otherwise. It was a bad game offensively, but when you lose by 7 at the number 2 team in the country, especially in a rivalry game when you know they're going to get their best shot, it's hard to be disappointed about that, in all honesty. It sucks to lose to a rival, but you have to keep some sort of frame of reference of what just happened. I think Louisville has a good shot if they can get some guys shooting the ball well, if they can get Peyton Siva to get out of whatever funk he's in, if they can get Shane Behan to play back to the way he was playing at the beginning of the season, I think they have a really good chance to make a deep run in the NCAA tournament. And, the tournament's all about matchups and luck and a lot of stuff like that. And you've seen teams who definitely weren't the 4 best in the country make the Final Four the last couple of years. And you never know. If they can put themselves in that position, then they have a chance to do something special if they just keep improving and keep giving the effort that they've been given for the past 2 months.
Oh, yeah, I totally agree. Like you said about the first half of the year in Louisville, the loss to Kentucky, a lot of the fans, as a Kentucky fan, if we lost, we would have did the same thing. It's kind of overboard. But if you look at it in hindsight, it's not a big loss. It's your first. It was the second of the season. But like you said, 2 top 10 teams. If it was to somebody else in the Big East, maybe a Syracuse or a UConn, Louisville fans, I don't think they would look at it much as the season's. What are we doing? We're losing to Kentucky. We're losing to UConn's a little different. So I will agree. I think that Louisville will be okay, and Rick will have them come March, April to where he wants them to be. The offense needs to come around. I totally agree, but you got a top 5, 6 team nationally defense out there. That offense can come around.
Oh, absolutely. And I agree with you about the Kentucky point. I think the other thing with the Kentucky game is that it wasn't. I definitely do not blame the officials, but the way the game was called and the way it was played, it's just not indicative of either team's rest of the season, the way that their games are going to be. Both teams played with so much intensity in that game. The crowd's so intense that a lot of those, the fouls that were called were fouls that had to be called. And I don't think either team's going to play that way in games in the future. I don't think games are going to be called that way either. It sort of made it feel like an outlier. The rivalry game is always different from every other game, but it was just sort of I don't know why people. I understand why people get upset because you lost to Kentucky, but I think people read too much into the actual X's and O's of the game and what's wrong and what worked and what didn't work.
Well, I mean, obviously, with us having started our own site, we're just kind of screwing around. We've all known each other for years. We're having a lot of fun with it. We get to talk to guys like you, and I mean, hell, we had Oscar Combs on the other day, whereas I'm a Cardinal fan. And Oscar Combs still, I mean, the fact that he can say he started covering, what did he say? He started covering UK basketball in the 60s.
In the Rupp area, right?
So, I mean, the whole thing for me, this is just a lot of fun. How did you, what made you want to get your site started?
I basically, I'd come home from college. I transferred back home. I was going to go to Bellarmine to finish up. And, I was just sort of bored. I wanted to write about something. I'd always, journalism was my future plan at the time, and I paired that love with my love of Louisville basketball or Louisville sports, and just started writing. And after a little bit, it gained attention, and then the folks at SB Nation contacted me and asked me if I wanted to work for them, and I guess that was 5 years ago. So it just, like you said, it's something fun to do, and now it's become a job for me. It's something that takes up pretty much all my time now, but I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. It's great. I get to sit around and talk about college basketball pretty much 16, 17 hours a day, which is fantastic for me.
Yeah. Seems pretty great. Well, Mike, I mean, we
hate to.
I read your blog every day. I really appreciate it. Thank you for coming on. Go Cards. Any parting words?
Well, again, Mike.
You want to cuss?
Just no, I don't. I'm a big fan of Mike Rutherford.
You're not so much a big.
I'm a Kentucky fan, but I can like the Cardinal, and you got to appreciate everything you've done for the Card. For Card fans, you appreciate everything you've done for the Card Chronicle.
I've heard you say some pretty bad things about Mike behind his back.
Don't listen to him. But yeah, we got to go to a break, but we really do appreciate you coming on. We'd like to have you on maybe towards the end of the season, towards the outcome.
Yeah, seriously. If we could have you on again, that would be great. We will be in touch with you about that.
Oh, no problem, guys. I appreciate having me.
Well, all right. Well, you have a good night, Mike.
Thanks a lot, Mike. We will be right back with some more from the Bluegrass Breakdown Radio Show.
We're back here with the Bluegrass Breakdown Radio Show. It's been a fun hour so far. We've had a special guest last segment. You missed out, Mike Rutherford from the cardchronicle.com. It's always a good guest. He's been around for 4 or 5 years now around the area. One of the most known sites for the Louisville fans to check out. So, again, we'd like to thank Mike for coming on. We'll definitely be getting back in touch with him towards the end of the season, see what happened to Louisville. And I would like to introduce, we got Danielle Hen. She just showed up in the studio. She's been talking in the back. She was scared, a little camera shy. She decided to come on for the third segment.
They were actually hiding me, by the way.
Then Kelly's over here back with my special beverage. I appreciate that, Kelly. Really thank you. So,
you're welcome.
But getting into it, we came back with the little Sweet Home Alabama due to the national championship game is coming up Monday. We're not going to talk too much about this considering it's not us, but it never is here at the Bluegrass State, right?
I'm excited about it.
Yeah, who's not excited? We got Alabama and LSU Monday night. Should be a fun game. Could be a defensive game like last time, but you never know. A lot of preparation time means the offense is tuned, ready to go. So, tune in that. Should be a slugfest. Kelly, I know you're a big football fan. I'm not the biggest.
Between LSU and Alabama,
mm-hmm.
I've got cousins who are Alabama graduates. I visited them, so I have more connections to Alabama. So sure, I'll go with Alabama.
Roll Tide.
I just hope it's not as slow and
no, it
will be. I love that.
I'm not a big football fan, but it's football.
But that's better than, let's look at every single, well, not every single, but almost every big bowl that's happened.
It's been great bowl games.
It's been no defense at all. I want it to be a struggle.
That's good football though for TV.
Good.
It keeps the TV people
not
love
for
it.
Me. I like defense.
Included. But yeah, Matt, are you?
But the general fan, I'm sorry.
No,
general fan does like a high scoring Oregon type game.
Exactly.
I only like Baylor.
Speaking of Oregon,
real quick,
did you see the platinum helmets?
Awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing. I'm gonna buy one. Matt, are you on the Alabama bandwagon here, or are you an LSU guy?
I'm with Alabama. I kind of have to be. LSU's like, for me, it's kind of the person you have to hate.
Hold on. I think I know where you're going with this. You were on the field when Kentucky rushed the field against LSU. I knew it. I remember that. I was sitting with your brother.
You know exactly.
I remember. Kentucky thought they beat LSU, and Matt's on the goalpost hanging like a little monkey.
Was it Devery
No, I
Henderson?
was not. I was actually still in the stands because I thought everyone there was stupid for rushing the field before the game was over. I saw it though. I was there. I still have a ticket in my bag.
So that's
right
the reason.
now.
I'm
I
right,
keep it with
right?
me on a daily basis.
I'm right.
You have the ticket with you.
Yeah, you're right. That's exactly
I
why.
knew it. I remember you calling. I was over, sitting there with John, and I remember you just, Matt's there. Me and John watched the TV. There goes that ball. Touchdown, LSU Tigers, walk off. Crazy stuff. Yeah,
But-
we got the UofL UK fan Danielle here laughing at UK's loss. She is going to the UofL game instead of the UK game this weekend.
I am. Actually, it's not even UK game. It's the Bengals game, which, by the way,
Nobody
Bengals
cares.
made the playoffs
Bengals
because
won't
everyone else choked,
Yeah,
which is great.
well,
That
I mean,
never happened.
overall, the Bengals, who are the closest thing to our local pro football team, undoubtedly.
Amen.
So, I mean, I guess the Colts are close, but Cincinnati, proximity-wise, is a little closer.
Yeah, I hate the Colts. So it's fine.
The Bengals finished 9-7 this year with a rookie quarterback, a rookie wide receiver. I mean,
Andy
9-7 is good. It's over 500.
Andy Dalton from TCU, right?
Yep.
Oh, yes.
Great quarterback.
Yes.
The
Red
Red
Rifle.
Red
Mm.
Rifle.
Danielle has a man crush on every athlete in the world. It doesn't matter if you're famous or not famous. She likes you.
It's not true.
If you touched
Not the Zellers. She
Not the
doesn't like
Zellers,
if you've
not the
touched an
Plumleys.
NCAA court or field of any type, division, NAIA to D1, she's in love with you.
Except for
We
Preston
got a
Knowles.
caller here. You're live on the Bluegrass Breakdown Radio Show.
Hello?
Hey, what's going on?
Yes, I have a question for Danielle.
Oh, what's up? What do you want? What you got?
Are you... I want to say, what about Mashburn?
That's what I'm talking about.
What's the backstory on that? What is
Yeah,
that?
this sounds like an inside joke here.
What, Jamal Mashburn?
No, let me get. What's your name, caller?
Aaron.
Oh, hi, Aaron. How are you? I don't know you at all.
Hi, good, how are you?
So what do you know about Mashburn?
I don't know anything except Danielle talks about him all the time.
So, is Aaron, is
This
this
is
a
not-
door on lamb thing you're going with here?
And you still cannot pronounce
sure.
Duran Lamb.
I don't
still.
care. We'll talk about
I
Matt.
don't really know anything about sports, but I've learned a little bit from Danielle recently, and she taught me to say, what about Mashburn?
No, this is okay. I live with Erin. Erin is my roommate. She sleeps in the bedroom next to me, but not in the same bedroom, but like
Whoa.
proximity under the wall.
This is a G-rated radio show here. We got families watching.
Shut up, Tyler. Okay, here's
Oh,
the deal.
okay.
So, here's the deal. When I was growing up, we would always listen to the pre-game shows and the post-game call-in shows. And when I was little, Jamal Mashburn, big player, people would call in, all the rednecks, and they'd be like, "What about Mashburn? What about Travis Ford?" So this is me and like my family's inside joke about post-game
Thank
shows.
God
so
I
if I'm
had
ever,
the bourbon for that story.
I'm not even. So anytime I hear a post-game show, I'm like, "What about Mashburn?" And Aaron's like, "What's that?" And it's become a joke. It's a good.
Well,
so
Aaron,
what-
we really appreciate the story call there.
Oh, you're welcome, no problem.
And
Yeah.
anything you'd like to touch on, Aaron?
yeah.
I
What
know
do you think of the game? Because I haven't even talked to you
What
about
did you
the
think
game.
about the Iowa caucuses?
I could talk about this all day.
Oh, I don't know about that either.
Aaron doesn't know much.
Hey, Aaron. What do
you
you
want to
think?
talk to me about clothes?
Oh,
What?
you want to talk about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills?
Oh no, Aaron, thanks for the call.
Yeah.
Sure, talk about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
What about it? Oh my God, it is crazy
I've
this
never even
season.
I don't know anything about
It
it.
is the hot mess.
It is a hot mess. Like Taylor.
Let's
and
hear what's
Russell.
going on. What's
Russell,
going on with
apparently
it?
it's over, but I mean we don't know much about it because they're still in Hawaii and Taylor just called and said it's over, but we don't really know why. But I mean we all know that he kills himself.
Well, we know what
after
happened.
the
But
He
yeah,
kills
we
himself?
all know that he hangs
We all know
himself.
what happened.
Does he really hang himself?
I think Tyler wants to hang himself right now.
Dude, this is like Matt Jones's radio show talking about The Bachelor. I just want to hang myself.
This is better than
it's
that.
kind of anticlimactic because you know what's going to happen at the
'Cause
end
you-
anyways. It's like, oh, well.
Did somebody really hang themselves?
Yeah.
Taylor's ex-husband.
One of
Well,
her
we didn't know
husbands.
ex, but during the off season, like
Is this-
right before
is
it
this
started,
true
he
to
like
life?
hanged himself. Yes, it is real. And then like but
Someone
right
hung
now,
themselves.
yeah, like but right before the season started, so then they kind of delayed the season for a couple weeks, but they're showing.
Quit
it
telling
anyway.
everybody what happened.
Everybody knows that you do not read Perez Hilton. Duh.
Perez.
Yeah.
So, did I hear someone on there say that they're actually a Louisville fan?
I'm a Louisville
both,
fan.
No, not you.
I'm a Louisville
Sorry,
fan.
You are. Yes.
Who's that?
That's me. My name's Kelly Patrick. Actually, my legal name is Kelly Rick
I'm
Pitino.
watching you, but it's like behind on the thing, so I can't tell who's talking.
Oh, yeah.
That's all right. It's me.
It's the one with the tie.
Now, Aaron, we are a Kentucky and Louisville website, unfortunately. So we do have a Louisville
I see
fan.
your green screen thing in the back.
Yep, we keep it neutral here.
That's
We try
high tech.
to.
Uh-huh.
What do you think about Louisville fans?
Oh, I'm a Louisville fan, but I don't really know that much about sports.
What did
so
you think
I'm
of the
not
game?
one
Because
to
I haven't even
ask.
talked to you about it yet. Because I never see you anymore.
She doesn't know.
She
What about
watched
the
it. I
game?
know you watched it, didn't you?
Yeah, I watched it. I was pissed because I can get into basketball a lot more than I can get into football,
Duh.
and so I don't know. I was just disappointed with the whole. It just seemed like it was like foul, 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 and certain fouls.
Did you
were
want to
called
strangle
that should've
everyone
been,
like
and-
I did? Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So
Did you think there were too many fouls called?
You
Do
know
think
more
there-
about sports than you think you do.
I don't know, just a little bit. I'm more basketball.
Who'd you
Football,
watch it
I
with?
can't understand at all.
Who'd you
Kyle
watch
and
it with?
Evan.
You watched it with Kyle
Casual
Evans?
phone conversation
I am
going
like-
on. We're going to go and say thank you, Aaron, for calling in. Danielle can talk to you when she gets home.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, call me later. Bye.
Bye. Love you.
Wow, that was interesting. Danielle just, hey, girl, what's up? Kind of conversation right
She's
there.
my girl.
Your
We,
roommate.
we share a vent.
Yeah, it's a good call though. We like having callers. Louisville fan. She's pissed about the game. Kelly, you're pissed.
She's fired up. I'm okay. I mean, I'm pissed that Pitino's 0-3 against Cal since he's been at Kentucky. I'm pissed about that.
Now I was
I'd
gonna
lie
ask
if
you
I'd
that.
be lying if I said I wasn't.
I was trying to hold that in, but you brought it up yourself. So why wait? Cal is just 100% better coach than Pitino, right?
Oh, good point.
Other than his track record, yeah.
Other than his track record.
Other than that, yeah.
Since at Kentucky,
Other than
he's
that,
a way better coach, right?
For the sake of this conversation, we can say yes, sure.
Good. I just wanted to get it out of your mouth.
Other than his actual
Other than his career,
Final Four
other than his
appearances
career at
and
Kentucky.
national championship performance, other than that, he's way better.
Now we haven't mentioned it yet. It's been a good show. Call us. We had a caller, Aaron, beautiful caller. Give us
She's
a call.
awesome.
Numbers 502-265-5211. We'd love to hear from you. Also, UK had a game the other night. It was an ugly game for the first half against Arkansas Little Rock here in Freedom Hall, aka Cheatham Hall, what I like to call it. I have a name, Chum
It's
Bucket or
awful.
Cheatham. They beat Arkansas Little Rock 73-51. Anthony Davis continued his National Player of the Year candidacy with
That was also
22
a terrible
points.
game.
22 points, 16 rebounds. Yeah, it was. Terrence Jones had a decent game. He's maybe trying to turn the tide. He had 10.6 boards. Louisville, Kelly, did you see them? They took out St. John's in Madison Square Garden,
I did see that.
73-58.
Yeah, wasn't the offensive gem that I would have liked to have seen, but I saw some good things from Louisville in Madison Square Garden, where they historically do not play as well as you would like.
Mhm.
I got some good things out of the game, and it was a solid Big East road victory,
It
which
was
is
a
big.
big win for Louisville, Big East, 'cause since they did lose to Georgetown, starting out 0-1 in the conference play is not generally it's not the best thing. Fighting back, 1-1 now. Louisville should be okay. They have Notre Dame next. Notre Dame, everybody knows, is struggling. Tim Abramitis, their number one go-to guy, number player towards ACL. He's out for years, so I do expect Louisville to win that game. That's January 7th,
And their
4 p.m.
Hansbrough list this year.
What?
Their Hansbrough list. They don't have Ben.
No, they have Baby Ben. Have you not seen the little backup center that looks just like him? Flat top, perfect. Oh, yeah.
Because I have a little crush on Ben.
Oh,
you
no,
mean the-
no, I'm thinking of Goldie.
Tyler, yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Thinking of Goldie.
Yeah, you're thinking of the baby,
Mike,
the
hey,
baby,
back-
the baby Ryan Harry.
Back to my she has a crush on any man in America topic
That's not
earlier.
true.
We don't,
Except for-
Aaron, you
except
can
for
talk to her
Preston
about
Knowles.
that later. But yeah, Louisville, they took out St. John's. Good win for Louisville there. Gorgie Zhang
It is good.
had another good game, but there wasn't a big guy in St. John's. Again,
You
stick
can
with
keep
Gorgie
hating on
Zhang.
Gorgie
He's all-
Chang all you want.
I'm going to
You
stick
can.
on it all year.
You will. I'm sure you will.
I'm gonna
He's
all
not
career
the,
actually.
He's not the hype that comes with him. And I
He-
don't expect him
I'll
to
stop
be.
Danielle
What
there.
hype?
I'll stop
hype?
Danielle. There was no hype for
I-
Gorgie.
If you talk to a UofL fan, there's a little bit of hype.
There is a
Louisville
little bit of
fans
hype.
don't judge hype.
There was defensive hype coming with
And
Louisville.
he's got defense.
Especially when
And he's done that.
leading up to the UK game, when you're talking about the Gorgie Jang, Anthony Davis matchup, there was a lot of hype saying he was going to outdo because he's bigger, he can block the shots more. There was a
I
lot
don't
of
like
hype.
game by game hype comparisons though.
I'm just saying there is hype. You can't say there.
When I think hype, I think John Wall, Anthony Davis coming into school hype, not game.
Gorgie was a
I think they
afterthought.
That
he was Justin
wasn't gonna be
Coleman's team.
offensive type of guy. He wasn't.
I mean, he didn't even know you could foul out with offensive fouls last year. He's still learning the game, but he's a volleyball player, which is no seriously. Otis George, Gorgie Zhang, both volleyball guys. Their defense is unbelievable. I'm dead serious.
You mean soccer?
Gorgie? Otis George was a volleyball professional.
Yeah.
I'm just compared him to defense to Otis George is what I'm saying.
Gorgie is, in my opinion, much better than Otis George.
I
can't hate on Otis.
I'm talking defense, Kelly. Defense. Yeah. Gorgie Zhang's a defensive force.
He's a force on defense.
But on the offense, he's terrible.
No, he's not terrible on offense.
Yeah,
he's the worst.
Now,
the worst. Anthony Davis
is a beast.
Is not much better than Gorgie Zhang.
Did you see Anthony Davis the other day?
He's a player of the year.
Completely. And he's
CBS.com.
Number one draft pick.
Who has better post moves, Gorgie or
Gorgie Zhang? That's it. Oh. But that doesn't put you a better player.
Doesn't no.
I'm not saying he's a better player.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist and Anthony Davis are both on the top 5 players for CBS's Player of the Year candidacy. Gorgie Zhang isn't even on the list of 50.
Anthony Davis and Michael Kidd-Gilchrist are both individually better than Gorgie Zhang.
I know. I'm not fighting.
Down.
That's true.
Hands down.
I think Danielle kind of got in the middle of us and kind of made us rile up, Kelly.
That's what I do.
I'll jump over it.
But yeah, we not much time left. It's been a fun show. We just got a few minutes, but Kentucky, they play South Carolina, their first SEC game of the year. It's
I'll be missing
it. Same time this Saturday, 4 o'clock at Rupp Arena. South Carolina, they're a young, very young team. I think their football player, their point guard's back finally. I don't remember his name. Can't think of his name.
He's point guard. He's
very
plays
good.
For football games.
He's very good.
This is his first game back from the bowl.
No, it's not. From the bowl. I don't know if he played in the bowl because he played a few weeks ago.
He did play in the bowl.
Did he?
Well, I don't know if he played, but he was there. This is his first game back.
Yeah, but then
what
they
position
got Auburn.
Is he? I don't even know.
He's their point guard. I don't know why.
I don't know what he is in football. He's a something.
I don't know why I can't think his name. It's really going to make me mad, so I'm going to get it before the show's over. And then following the South Carolina game on the 11th at 8 p.m., UK will travel for their first SEC game against Auburn. Auburn is
horrible.
You know, Kelly, I would say the same thing, but they have a decent record this year. They only have a few losses. They are a younger team than Kentucky. I'm not worried about this. Kentucky's handled them with no problems.
Although Cal is a 50-50 coach on the road since he's been in Kentucky.
He is. He's a great point.
So maybe you do need to worry about
No, that's
last year you lost at Georgia.
I mean, he already got his loss to Indiana on the road, right?
I don't know.
I mean, 50-50 means 50-50. And since this would be
it means you can go. He's on the road. You just take a coin and just flip it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
what we do against Louisville each year, and we happen to land on the winning
A
side.
lot different than
we happen to do that against Louisville for past 3 seasons too, Kelly, and he happens to be a good flipper because he's 3-0.
1-0 on the road against
UofL. Like we just said, they play Notre Dame on the 7th. Yum Center, 4 o'clock. Check it out. They should win. Then they travel to Providence, who I think Providence beat them last year. So this should be like a we don't like you game. They should come out and dominate. Right?
I would think Louisville would dominate that game.
Yeah.
They don't have
that score.
Marshawn Brooks.
Exactly, Marshawn Brooks. And South Carolina, Bruce Ellington. That's the guy's name.
What position is he on football?
That I do not know. I believe he's a specialist. I know that. I've seen him return punts.
Punt holder.
No.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, he's the only really guy for South Carolina to worry about. He's played 5 games now. I mean, look at that. Danielle, he's been back for a long time.
No, he has not been. No. Wait,
Tyler won that
only
one.
5
Tyler
games?
I usually win this conversation.
Yeah. No, you're not going to win.
It's right in front of you, Danielle.
What are you saying?
Game, 13 minutes. Did not play. 25 minutes, 21 minutes, 13.
Nonetheless, guys, aside from this, we had a great show.
I'm right in spirit.
You're right in spirit. We had a great show. It was great. Honestly, I could have talked to Rutherford for a while.
Me too. We should have just had him the whole show.
I think that would have got better ratings than what we would have the way we did it.
I agree.
We talked about Real Housewives.
We brought Danielle in already to just drop. We had a crazy Aaron calling in.
Talking about
Talked about Taylor and Russell.
Thanks, Mike Rutherford from the cardchronicle.com.
Probably will provide us with the majority of our hits for this show.
Thank you, Mike. I would like to get this out. iHigh.com. Search KentuckySports.co. Is that all, Matt? iHigh.com/KentuckySports. Check it out. Top 3. We got some top national broadcasts on there. Thanks to some great guests, Oscar Combs, TC Sawing 3 weeks ago. This week, Mike Rutherford. So, again, thank you guys. We will be back next Thursday, 7 o'clock. We don't know who will be on, but I guarantee you it'll be somebody special. Kelly probably won't be here. Danielle might be here. I'm always here. This is Bluegrass Breakdown Radio Show.
That shit crack. She said, yeah, can we get married at the mall? I said, look, you need to crawl for your bar. Come and meet me in the bathroom style and show me why you